Since the beginning, Arch Grants has been crystal clear about what we aim to build, and relentless in our pursuit of that goal. We envision a diverse, thriving urban core that is the beating heart of our region. And we attract and retain the entrepreneurs whose ideas and innovations will breathe life into that core every single day. And in some ways, over the past 9 years, nothing has really changed at all. But everything has changed.
It may be hard to imagine that vibrant, pulsing urban core right now. But if you listen really closely, that quiet sounds a lot more like vibrations, in which energy is building and where potential is limitless. Because cities around the world are all eerily quiet right now, as every person in every community around the globe has been forced to reassess and really look at what cards we each hold and figure out how to play the hand we've been dealt. Amongst the tragedies and hardships that are so prevalent in so many lives right now, and there are many, lies a glimmer of light and hope and opportunity. Because the flaws in so many systems and structures that have been laid bare this past year have existed for decades. And in this moment, in this pause, St. Louis has a chance to really look at what cards we hold and then play our hand with renewed determination and sense of purpose. There's a really poignant scene in a movie I saw recently where two characters are talking to one another about art and life. And one character says to the other, and I'm paraphrasing here, that she's heard that the first 5 paintbrush strokes in any painting define that painting. And they're usually the 5 boldest strokes. The difference between a good painting and a great painting is how courageous the artist has been with those 5 critical strokes. How bold. It made me think about that glimmer of opportunity and about how each of us, individually as a society, are not only reassessing our priorities, we're contemplating those next strokes of the paintbrush. Champion the bold. You could argue that now is a pretty noisy time for Arch Grants to announce a new tagline, a new rallying cry. It's a fair point, but I would say that just means we have to be louder, clearer, in proclaiming to the world that this movement in St. Louis is here, we're growing. And we are proudly recommitting to champion the bold, not in spite of this moment in time, because of it. And the extraordinary thing about the hundreds of entrepreneurs that Arch Grants has been able to impact over the past 9 years, and the founders of the new companies that we'll be announcing later tonight, is that they represent every facet of boldness in every one of its presentations. Bold can be loud and active and aggressive, or it can be monumental in its silence. It can be self-determined and sure-footed, or it can be adaptable and nimble. But it always relies on one key tenet, and that is courage. Because to be bold is not to be fearless. It's to be terrified, but to do it anyway. Champion the Bold isn't just a statement about what Arch Grants intends to do. It's a call to action for this city. We don't invest in early stage startups because we believe that every company that Arch Grants funds will be successful. We do it because entrepreneurs bring a perspective that is extraordinarily unique, along with considerable grit and creativity and passion. And when people like that know that people like me and you and the Arch Grants staff and board and this entire region have their backs, you better believe they are going to be emboldened and empowered to push harder and to lead the way toward positive change. The thing about the scene from that movie that I mentioned is that while the first 5 brushstrokes set the tone, they don't complete the piece. And unlike a painting, the process of taking an entrepreneurial vision to reality is never a solo venture. Anytime anybody watching tonight has gone out of their way to make a key connection for a founder, or given them an invaluable piece of advice, or stepped up and been the first customer for a startup, you have improved the quality of that company and strengthen that entrepreneur's resolve. Anytime someone in this community has recognized a startup's failure for what it truly is, an invaluable learning opportunity, every time someone has stepped up and supported Arch Grants and the startups that we fund, you have reinforced this growing ecosystem and deepened what it means for St. Louis to champion the bold. And all that we ask of you is that you not let up. And you can rest assured that we are only getting started.
So now I'm about to do something I haven't done in a long time, which is to ride an elevator, to meet a friend, to get a drink in real life. So it's time for Mama to get the fancy clothes out. Let's get this party started. Welcome to the 2020 Arch Grants Virtual Gala.